The Falcons walked off the field in Week 1 bruised, embarrassed, and searching for answers. But instead of sitting in silence or pretending everything was fine, something rare happened in Atlanta: real urgency. Real accountability. For once, this coaching staff isn't waiting for miracles. They're acting now. After that ugly loss to Tampa Bay, the Falcons wasted no time shaking things up. And honestly, that might be the most encouraging sign we've seen in years. This isn't just about patching holes, it's about sending a message: underperformance will no longer be tolerated. For too long, Atlanta fans have watched blind loyalty sink this team. Struggling players were kept around with the hope they'd magically improve. Issues were ignored until it was too late. But not this time. Raheem Morris and GM Terry Fontenot are moving fast, and they're making it crystal clear this season is too important to waste. This week, the Falcons brought in a wave of new faces. 6 kickers, 2 long snappers, a punter, plus depth pieces at safety and wide receiver. That's not just a shuffle, that's a statement. It's the kind of bold urgency that shows this staff finally understands the clock is ticking. And let's be honest, Younghoe used to be automatic, one of the most reliable kickers in the league. But lately? He's been a shadow of himself. Last season, he ranked 31st in field goal percentage, making just 73% of his attempts. That's near the bottom of the NFL. And on Sunday, the collapse hit its breaking point, a heartbreaking miss that sealed the loss against the Buccaneers. In the past, Atlanta's leadership might have brushed it off, defended him, and hoped for the best. But not anymore. This time, the Falcons aren't waiting around. They're testing, evaluating, and preparing to make changes, even if it means shaking up one of the few positions fans thought was secure. Because this isn't just about a kicker. This is about changing the culture. The Falcons didn't just whisper about change, they shouted it with action. 6 kickers were brought in to compete, names like Michael Badgley, Zane Gonzalez, and John Parker Romo. And out of that group, one man earned the call: Romo. This wasn't a random signing. Last season with the Vikings, Romo nailed 11 of 12 field goals, a 92% success rate. That's near elite consistency, and it's exactly what Atlanta needs right now. By bringing him in, the Falcons are sending a clear message: the past doesn't matter, production does. But the shakeup didn't stop with kickers. The front office turned its attention to another weakness: special teams. 3 safeties came in for workouts: Tanner McAllister, Blendon Miller, and Maxon Hook. At first glance, that might look like simple roster depth. But dig deeper, and the picture becomes obvious. Every single one of those players has a reputation for excelling on special teams. That tells us something important: Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot weren't happy with how special teams looked in Week 1. And instead of saying, "we'll fix it in practice," they're taking action, hunting for guys who can immediately make an impact. That's a shift in mentality. That's accountability. And here's the truth: this isn't just about kickers, or safeties, or one bad game. This is about urgency. Morris and Fontenot don't have years to prove themselves. They don't have a cushion. The Falcons need wins now. Playoffs aren't a goal, they're a requirement. By moving this quickly, by refusing to let mistakes linger, the Falcons are showing fans that they finally understand what it takes. It's no longer about blind loyalty or wishful thinking. It's about results. About building a team that refuses to accept mediocrity. Week 1 was ugly. No question. But maybe, just maybe, that ugly loss was the wake-up call this franchise needed. For years, Atlanta has had a bad habit: waiting too long to admit when something isn't working. But this time feels different. The coaching staff isn't dragging their feet, they're moving fast, and that might be the silver lining from the loss to Tampa Bay. Sometimes, it takes a painful wake-up call to force real change. And make no mistake, this kicker situation is the crossroads. If the Falcons decide to move on from Younghoe, a fan favorite who once ranked among the league's most reliable, it will be more than just a roster shuffle. It will be a statement. A declaration that no one, not even a veteran with name recognition, is safe if performance doesn't match expectations. That's what makes this battle so fascinating. If Koo stays, is it because he truly earned back his trust? Or is it because the organization still struggles with loyalty over results? If he goes, it tells us Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot were serious about urgency, about accountability, about building a team that wins now, not later. Falcons fans are watching closely, and they should be. This isn't about one missed kick.
It's about whether this franchise finally has the backbone to make the tough calls. The kind of calls that separate contenders from pretenders. John Parker Romo represents possibility. Fresh legs. A clean slate. Maybe even redemption for a team that has stumbled too many times in the past. The real question is whether Atlanta is brave enough to embrace the change. One thing's for sure. Whatever decision comes next will tell us everything about the direction of this team. Are they serious about winning? Or are they just putting on a show?